Good morning, comrades. I'm addressing Democratic Socialists, everybody in AOC's camp, in Bernie's camp, specifically Stephanie Kelton and Antifa. So Antifa is the group. They're unorganized, but for the most part, their philosophy is anti-fascism or anti-racism, and they're pro-Marxist. But here in this letter that Vladimir Lenin wrote to Mussolini, congratulating him for establishing some form of socialism in Italy. If you read the article or read the letter, dear comrades, on behalf of the Central Committee of the Russian Social Democratic Labor Party. So first of all, they're the socialist, the Social Democratic Labor Party. If you flip those two words around, Social Democrat, we have Democratic Socialist, right? You can flip things. A rose by any other name still smells like a rose. I convey greetings to the Congress of the Italian Socialist Party and wish it every success in its work. So he's saying, hey, hats off, guys. Love what you're doing. Wish you the best. Yours is the first socialist party to do what all socialist parties of the warring countries could and should have done. They have not betrayed socialism and sided with the bourgeoisie. So the bourgeoisie, this word actually coined by Karl Marx and Engels, and bourgeoisie kind of distills down to the middle class, the investors, the innovators, your your everyday mechanics, your the bread maker, the people that hold the means of production, right? And I'm going to go a little bit into detail why this is a fallacy of socialism, the means of production held by the capitalist, right? It's complete fallacy. But if we read on, they're talking about the bourgeoisie. Convene a congress or conference in a free country beyond the reach of their native military censorship and military authorities in a country where the socialist attitude towards the war can be freely expressed and discussed. So, Lenin's saying, hey, let's talk about this, but somewhere where we can openly talk about it. Maybe like the U.S., somewhere where we have freedom of speech, right? Permit me to express the hope that your Congress, free of patriotic muzzles. So here, Lenin's kind of like already giving hints that he doesn't like fascism because of the patriotic or nationalist aspect of it, will accomplish as much or even more than your party has already accomplished in the struggle against the betrayal of socialism by nearly all the European socialist parties. So he's kind of like bashing all these groups who kind of somewhat caving in, like the French and the German, blah, blah, blah. He's saying, hey, I like you guys. These other guys, they're not as great as you. Pat on the back. Representatives, our two-party work together in Zimmerwald and Kienthal. So these two, the Social Democrats and the fascists, they met in Switzerland, and then they chewed the fat, talked a little bit about the different ideologies, kicked the tires. And this is the most important part, guys. The only serious difference dividing us was over the inability and necessity of breaking with the social chauvinist, i.e., socialists in words and chauvinists in deeds. So what they're saying is, we're global socialists, you're national socialist. Come to our camp. That's the only difference. Lenin himself said it, right? Let's read on. Chauvinist, socialist in words, and chauvinist in deeds. Namely, with all those who advocate or seek to justify the defense of the fatherland in the present imperialist war. So, I remember a couple of days ago, Ilhan Omar did a tweet about Western imperialism. Well, this is where she gets her literature from. Who directly or indirectly support their own government and their own bourgeoisie in the reactionary predatory war for division of colonies and world domination. So, what Lenin is saying, hey, this socialism that these guys have is just really a veneer right, for the bourgeoisie to support this class, and not confined merely by verbal protest. Your party representatives believed that there was still hope that the proletariat victory over the social chauvinists could be achieved without a break. So the proletariat victory, the proletariat, when we distill down these words, again, this is a Marxist term that I believe is French, but a proletariat is the working class. And what I mean by working class is people, for the most part, that are unskilled labor, unions, um, things of that, people that your McDonald's worker, right, or the people that, not to say that that's bad or anything. I'm saying everything has its purpose, but they're catering to this class, to the unskilled working class, because of the bourgeoisie is a skilled working class, the productive, and the proletariat is unskilled, which is most of any society. We would like to hope that the development in world socialism will increase and remove the grounds for this difference between us. Lenin's Lenin's reaching out to Mussolini, saying, "Hey, I like your ideas. Just tweak this one thing, right?" And really, what this letter really convenes to me is that there's no deviation. There's really no, at its core, difference between uh, Marxist, um, fascist, democratic socialist, Fabians, and I would even extend this into in the monetary aspect. I'm gonna go a little bit into the technical, but for the Keynesians and the modern monetary theorists specifically, right? Because all these groups believe in one thing: central planning. They think that they know what's best for society. They know what's best for you, right? You Antifa and Social Democrats, people that are going to vote for Social Democrats, AOC, Bernie, they're Malthusians. They are environmental Malthusians, right? Thomas Malthus pretty much stated that there's not enough food, so we got to start tapering off births and start killing off the unproductive things like that, because there's not enough food for everybody, so we need to start tapering off the population, which Fabians are in favor of. George Bernard Shaw and I think Sidney Webb. They talked a lot about euthanasia and wiping off the unproductive class. People that have disabilities, are sick, mental illnesses. So they it's obvious. All this is public information, guys. Don't be surprised when we do have these people in power. When we do have uh, um, Bernie Sanders and Stephanie Kelton, who's going to be his economic advisor. And they start implementing these policies, that is Fabianism, that is Marxism at its root, right? They want to control your everyday life. They want to say you can drive a car. They want to say you can fly on a plane. I'm going to fly on a plane because I'm AOC, right? I got to go to my constituents. Hey, I'm more important than you, but I know what's better for you. But I just want to thank you guys for listening to my small rant. And obviously, get some gold and silver in your portfolio. Go to Shift Gold. Great products, reasonable pricing. When you talk about all these crises historically um, that come about, it's always that gold and silver are the safe havens. Central banks don't want to admit it openly, but quietly they stack gold and silver more in China and Russia. And now we even see Poland and Germany now is even stacking gold. So for you guys, be your own central planners, be your own central bank, stack gold and silver, stack other noble metals, copper, palladium, platinum, get divest out of U.S. fiat dollars and other fiat currencies, because it's clear that they have a plan for you. And Christine Lagarde pretty much says it best, which is, hey, be happy you have a job. Forget about savings, right? Don't get into gold and silver. Just be happy you have a job. Be happy you're working, that you're being entertained, right? It doesn't matter that we're gonna devalue your purchasing power, that we're gonna crush your savings, so you can't even buy a loaf of bread with 100,000 euros. It's clear as day. I just want to thank you guys for again tuning in to my small rant. I just want to reach out to the social democrats, any of them, if they want to have an open debate with me, as well as Antifa. I know a lot of these guys are masked. You see me, I'm not masked at all. I'm right here in front of you. I appreciate your time, guys. Have a blessed day.